Hi friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Gems. I am so glad that you are here today for me to spend some time cleaning off my middle grade shelf. My middle grade shelves at the moment look like a hot mess. I have Brandon Sanderson up at the top. Then I have TBR shelves, 1, 2, 3, 4, but they're all mixed in at the moment. And then as it gets lower, it continues to just be a mess now that is spreading out onto the floor. And that is just unacceptable to me. So today, what I'm going to do is take a little bit of time to move Brandon Sanderson somewhere else. I have a spot for it. Well, I'm going to make a spot for it. Redo my TBR, hopefully to these 3. I'm going to divide up the red and unread because I like having those separate for now. But down at the bottom, I also have things that are not middle grade that are just made their way onto there. There's a place to get them up off the floor. So I need to organize this. I need to do a little bit of an unhaul. I would like to get them unhauled quickly and up on Pango for those of you who may be interested in some of these, but I just can't possibly read all of these. And some of them I don't want to read as much as others. So I'm just going to kind of take a look through and see what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll pull some for a try a chapter as well that have been on there for a while. Anyways, let's just see what's going to happen as I redo my shelves. I'll probably end with an unhaul and then show you the finished product. But first off is to move those Sanderson books. Let me show you what I'm going to do with them. So over here is my little tiny shelf that is book of the month, but I can move all of these book of the month down so that I can use this top shelf and the top for Brandon Sanderson. So I'm going to make that my little Sanderson section, move my book of the month down, and we're going to see how that looks. Okay, here we go. I'm really happy with that. It fits perfectly. I was able to bring up Mistborn from my series shelf. Then we have the Stormlight Archives. I still need to get the 5th book. All the rest of the ones I own are right there. And my book of the month also looks nice, filling out those 3 shelves. So very happy about that. Let's continue. So I do plan on using the top of this for some middle grade series that I have down on my series shelves, but I'm just going to leave it open for now as I go through the rest of the shelves to kind of sort and see what we've got going on. I think I'll start with the floor. Okay, here's a stack of books that don't belong on my middle grade shelves. Some of them are old Bibles and a devotional book. I'm not sure how they ended up on these shelves. This stack of books I'm going to put over with some more that are a little more nostalgic. And there's my first stack of Unhaul, a sneak peek. Those ones are going to go up on Pango. So over here at the bottom of my Christian fiction shelf, I do have some nostalgic books from when I was a kid, a lot of Beverly Cleary books and some others. I'm going to add Roald Dahl to that stack and I'll reorganize that another day. Okay, I am going to start with my TBR shelves and sort through, try to clean them up a little bit. I'll probably just put this on super fast speed, but I will show you all the books and how it looks at the end. Okay, here's where things stand right now. These 4 shelves are TBR. So you can look through. I've alphabetized them. It's not double stacked. I have a huge Unhaul pile, but these are still books that I'm very interested in reading. I do have a series here that I could probably move up top, but I think I won't have room, and another series here. And then my hardcovers I put down here. This is the start of a series, but I don't want to buy more until I try it. Actually, this could have gone down with nonfiction, which I'll show you in a second. Bunch of books there. And then I have a stack of Dusty Bowling and one here. They're just together there. These are on my want to read list for middle grade March. These are ones that have been on my shelves for a really long time. I should probably try a chapter. I might be able to find 1 or 2 more. Maybe I'll do that later this month. These are just really short books. I can read and then decide if I want to keep them or pass them along. And then down here I have short hardcovers. And then this is more books that are on my TBR for middle grade March all the way to here. And then just a couple other nonfiction a couple other hardbacks that didn't fit up above. Then this is a section of nonfiction middle grade, and then just some white books. I'm really, really happy with how those 4 shelves look. I'm going to pause and do the top now. I pulled out some series books as I was finding them, but I know that I have more series books down here as well as some over there. Oh yeah, and here's my double stacked Unhaul pile. I'm really pleased about that. Okay, I cleared out a little bit of room over here and a little down here. I think I'm going to make this shelf more middle grade series. You can see the Nevermore series is there, and the Premeditated Myrtle series is down there, as well as Betsy Tacy is down there. And I have a couple other Amari. There's some Amari books over there. Dreamkeeper Saga is over there. Wingfeather Saga is there. So I think I'm going to try to put all of my middle grade series together down here. But up at the top, I love how this looks. So we've got The Impossible Creatures. I haven't started it yet, but I have the first 2 books of that. I've finished these ones. The Plotting the Stars series by Michelle A. Berry. I've finished the Vanderbeekers and I love them. I have 2 left of the Pages & Co. series, but those look really nice. And then I moved my Keeper of the Lost Cities books over here. These are double stacked, so there's half in the back and half in front, but I just like how that looks up there, using that space for middle grade. Eventually I will switch this out for a white bookshelf, the Billy bookshelf from IKEA, and I will probably get the extender so I have room. I have one whole no other shelf, but for now the top half of my shelves looks so good. I'm so pleased. So now we need to work on that mess. What to do. Right now I'm mixing them all in, hardback and paperback. I don't know if I like it. I think I like having them separated so they kind of stack nicer on the shelves. But then I also like having all the authors together. I'm just gonna keep going, see what I've got. I don't know. Okay, I think I got it. I like that they're not double stacked. We've got alphabetically A's to O's. Here's it a little up close. Some of them are a little bit out of order just to put those those paperbacks together. Make it look a little bit nicer. And then I have some Lisa Klein Ransom and some Kate DiCamillo, some Lauren Wolk and Laura Amy Schlitz, just because it's a tall one there. And then some Grace Lynn, and then down here, the rest of the alphabet. What I don't love is an up and down stack, an up and down stack, and up, like all right in a row. I think I need to switch that around a little bit just to make it look better. Okay, I have moved some series over. We've got this series by Margaret Taylor, Mildred D. Taylor, that has Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry, which is a Newbery winner. There are, I think, 10 in that series. I have this series by Lori House Anderson, the Premeditated Myrtle series, Myrtle Hardcastle series, the Dreamkeeper saga, and Percy Jackson, the Percy Jackson series there. I've got the Wing Feather saga, and then we're moving into ones that I have completed. So the Lisa Klein Ransom books, Cece's Journal and Cece's Journal Lost and Found. That's a duology there. The Nevermore series, the One and Only series, the duology there, War That Saved My Life and the War I Finally Won. The Three Rancheros, the Trek series, Amari, I'm all caught up with, Betsy Tacy, and The Wild Robot. I'm missing a couple from some of those series, but I think it looks really nice. And then I just kind of cleaned up my adult and YA series there. Some fantasy over there, some mystery, kind of a classic. More mystery, a fantasy. Mystery, mystery, mystery. Oh, it looks so good. Oh, this project has taken way longer than I was expecting, but I love how my shelves look. It like lets me go into the rest of March really, really excited about my shelves. So I have a ton of books here. My project for tonight is going to be to put all these onto Pango. So hopefully by the time this video goes live, they're there. But I'm going to start with ones that I've read. Most of the ones I've read are over here. Some of these I've read, but a lot of these are also unread. So let's do the ones that I've read first. And I'm not going to talk a lot about these because there's a lot of them. The reality is with these red ones, I enjoyed them. They stayed on my shelves through multiple Unhaul cuts, but I just don't think I'm going to reread them. And they're not ones that I turn to often to recommend. So they're going to go, and hopefully someone else will enjoy them and love them. So we have The Missing Piece by Shel Silverstein, Hedge Witch by Skye McKenna. I believe this is an Australian author. It was a fun fantasy. Amal Unbound by Aisha Saeed. Pam Munoz Ryan Solomar. I didn't love that one, actually. It was okay. Everything Else in the Universe by Tracy Holzer. Loved this. Have read it twice, though, and don't think I need to read it again. Summer at Meadowood by Amy Rebecca Tan. I love her book, A Kind of Paradise, but this one was just okay. It was fun, summary read, but not my favorite. And then I have the first two books in the Chronicles of Prydain. I binged through this earlier this year, and I just don't think I'll ever reread them. I'm keeping the one that's a Newbery winner, but the rest I'm going to unhaul. So we've got the Book of Three and the Black Cauldron books 1 and 2 in that series. Frostheart by Jamie Littler. I have completed this series. I really enjoyed it, but I only own book 1 and I don't think I'm going to collect or reread the series. The Nightmare House by Sarah Allen. I did really like this, and I have a couple others of her books on my shelves, but I'm going to pass it along for someone else. Not sure how this ended up on middle grade shelves, but I have Beneath the Scarlet Sky by Mark Sullivan. I already own a copy of this. I don't need 2 of them, and I like it, so let someone else read it. For those who are working on poetry, if you do homeschooling or you just really enjoy children's poetry, Hate That Cat and Love That Dog by Sharon Creech are fantastic little books of poetry, mostly centered around animals, which is why I don't think I'll reread them. This was a fun book by Margaret Peterson Haddix, Running Out of Time. Loved that. A graphic novel, The Secret Garden of 81st Street. So just a modern retelling of The Secret Garden in graphic novel style. It's really cute. Soul Lanterns by Shaw Kutsky, though a really fun fantasy. The Extremely Inconvenient Adventures of Bronte Meadowstone by Jacqueline Moriarty. This is the start of a series. I have no desire to continue the series, so I'm going to just go ahead and pass it along to someone who might want to read the whole series. Wolf Hollow by Lauren Wolk. I really do enjoy Lauren Wolk, but don't need to keep all of her books on my shelves. I have a couple others I'm keeping that I liked better than this one, but that was really good. Same thing goes for Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson. I think this is a fantastic book told in verse. It's a nonfiction memoir. It's really good. I just don't think I'll reread it. Simon Sort of Says by Erin Bowe is one of our middle grade March book club books. Last year it was a fun read. Keeper of the Lost Cities graphic novel. This is part 1. I don't love the art style in here and don't think I need to keep this. I am keeping the rest of the series. I just don't think I need to keep the graphic novel. Show Me a Sign by Anne Claire Lizotte is also the start of a series that I don't think I'll continue, but enjoyed the first one. Coyote Lost and Found. I love The Remarkable Journey of Coyote Sunrise, but don't think it needed a sequel. So here's the sequel by Dan Gemeinhart. A Spoonful of Time by Flora Ahn is a book about a young girl and her Korean grandmother and their bonding over food. It was a fun story. The Miraculous by Jess Redman. Enjoyed that. Oh, this one I have not yet read. Too Bright to See. It's won a lot of awards. Look at all those. By Kyle Lukoff. I want to read the other ones more than these ones. The Doldrums by Nicholas Gannon. Also unread. Also unread, Alan Gratz's Grenade. I really like Alan Gratz, but I have a couple others of his that I would like to read more than that one. I haven't read that or these two. Pam Munoz Ryan, Paint the Wind. And Manana Land by Pam Munoz Ryan. Also haven't read either of those. And now on to this stack behind me here. All right, we've got Warhorse by Michael Morpurgo. I can't say his last name, and I'm just not an animal book kind of a person. I've heard that's very good though. Redwall by Brian Jakes is a like classic fantasy with a mouse as the main character. I did start listening to this on audio at one point and just wasn't that interested. Early on in my booktube days, I heard about this series. I think this one comes first, A Pinch of Magic, and then A Sprinkle of Sorcery. They're gorgeous. They're so beautiful. I just don't think I'm ever going to read them. This is by Michelle Harrison. I just have a lot of books. Guys, you just saw I have a ton of books on my shelves. I don't know even where this one came from. The Ambrose Deception by Emily Ecton. Looks like a mystery. I have a couple Catherine Rundell books. The Good Thieves, never read that, or Rooftoppers. I feel like I could be convinced about those two, but they just didn't make the cut compared to what I have kept on my shelves. The Girl Who Speaks Bear by Sophie Anderson. I didn't care for some of her other books, and so I love the cover, but I don't think I'm gonna need to read that one. J.K. Rowling's The Ichabod. Haven't read that. Another Pam Munoz Ryan, Becoming Naomi Leone. Haven't read that, but don't think I want to. Another Catherine Rundell, Explorer. The Winterborn Home for Vengeance and Valor. I have heard people talk about this one by Allie Carter. I just don't think I want to read it anytime soon. Northchild by Edith Patu. I think this is a fairy tale retelling. A Kind of Spark by Elle McNichol. I think this is a book about a neurodiverse child. The Lions of Little Rock by Kristen Levine. I have read a memoir about Little Rock and have another Little Rock book written by one of the Little Rock Nine, so I'm more interested than those ones rather than this one. This one was sent to me, The Furry Book of Nonsense by James Upsilon. Again, animals are a big part of the story, and that just doesn't appeal to me. Then we have Rescue by Jennifer A. Nielsen. I did keep a couple Jennifer A. Nielsen books, but I don't need as many as I had. And finally, almost done. Keeping Safe the Stars by Sheila O'Connor. And I think all of these are unread. The Lacemaker and the Princess by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. Another one that I might be able to be convinced about. The Year of Miss Agnes by Kirkpatrick Hill. Halfway to the Sky by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. I love some of her more current ones. These two are much older. So I don't know. August Isle by Ali Standish. The Clackety by Laura Senf. I'm not usually a creepy book reader, but I found that cheap at one point. Just don't think I'll read it. One that's been on my shelves for a really long time, and I've just never had the urge to pick it up. When Hitler Stole Pink Rabbit by Judith Kerr. Passing that one along. Anya and the Dragon, Circus Mirandus by Cassie Beasley. Sharon Creech, The Wanderer. I can tell that's going to take place on a ship, and I just am not interested in ship books in general. Fablehaven by Brandon Mull is another start of a fantasy series that I know a lot of people really love. I just have other fantasies I'd rather read. Another Pam Munoz Ryan, The Dreamer. I have a hardcover here, a beautiful cover, The Doll Maker of Krakow by R.M. Romero. The Adventure Is Now by Jess Redman. Duology here, The Story Seeker and The Story Collector by Kristen O'Donnell Tubb. These look super cute. They've been on my shelves for years and years, and I've never had the urge to pick them up. The Midnight Children by Dan Gemeinhart. I loved Coyote Sunrise by him, but haven't read anything else. And then The Wishes in Wellingtons by Julie Berry. Also looks super cute, fantasy. And that's it. That is 64 books that I'm unhauling. I'm so thrilled about that. I love the final glimpse of my shelves. I love the series shelf and how that turned out. I'm really pleased. I've been wanting to do this forever. My middle grade shelves have gotten turned around and twisted around so many different times as I've been planning for middle grade March, and now they look really lovely, and I'm so excited. I hope that you enjoyed this. Please, the link to my Pango shop will be in my description down below. If any of these stand out to you as ones that you would like to read, go ahead and check them out over there. All of my Pango money this year is going towards paying off debt. So I would be thrilled if you would shop my Pango shop. I try to keep my prices on the mid to lower side of things. So hopefully you can find a few that you would enjoy adding to your shelves and your TBR. And if you've made it to the end, but you don't really feel like chatting in the comments below, leave a little broom or some kind of cleaning emoji. I think there's a sponge or a bucket of water or something, some kind of cleaning emoji, because your girl cleaned up today. All right, that's going to be it. I'll talk to you in another video very soon. Bye.